The West Ham supporters were almost opposite, have travelled as they always do in good number. And it's claret and sky blue wherever you look here. But of course it's Aston Villa wearing those home colours with the white shorts against a West Ham United side in all black. West Ham United are playing from left to right as we look, so therefore attacking the Holt end. As the ball goes back to Martinez, and an Aston Villa side that will be looking to try and get back-to-back league wins at home under Steven Gerrard. Still striving for that balance, still looking for his best starting 11 against a West Ham United side that has been busy already, combining domestic duties with that in the Europa Conference League, for which they've gotten past the playoff stage and into the league, where they'll play FC SB of Romania, who used to be the club known as Steaua Bucharest, Anderlecht and Silkeborg of Denmark. And they've got the group stages, so a lot to combine for David Moyes in the condensed nature of the European campaign. But his priority is to get them up and running in the Premier League. And they've spent something to the tune of about £130 million so far in the summer. And no doubt they'll be looking to add further reinforcements. Lucas Paqueta is the latest. He's actually having a medical today. The player from Lyon, 25 in fact he turns today, his birthday, and his wish will be to become a West Ham United player. So that will certainly help in terms of their attacking options going forward. But it's a huge game here at Villa Park, and Emerson, another of course of the arrivals, £15 million from Chelsea, playing as the left wing back, had an early cross blocked, out of play it goes for a throw, a position that Stephen Warnock knows very, very well, the left side of defence. Yeah,
one thing that you can say straight away, Deno, both sets of fans realising their importance to the team today. The Villa fans very loud, very vocal, getting behind them, and the West Ham fans answering back, because this is a big game for both clubs.
It is. Coutinho turns, McGinn trying to get forward, a little bit sluggish initially, and then he quickly slid into the challenge on the West Ham United right wing back in front of the dugout area, which is Ben Johnson. He of course has already shown his versatility this season for West Ham United, and certainly Aston Villa as a defensive unit, Chambers and Konsa, a fourth successive different partnership at the heart of their defence, enforced somewhat due to Carlos, the summer signing from Sevilla, being out for at least 6 months with a ruptured Achilles. That was a real blow for Steven Gerrard and everybody concerned at Aston Villa. Zuma brings the ball down off the chest, plays the ball back, Fabianski in the sunshine and the yellow all the way out towards our left hand side, downfield. Skamaka beaten in the air by Chambers.
Deno, I know you're talking about centre-backs there, and I think one thing you can say about Aston Villa fans is they feel that Chambers has never let them down. They were actually surprised they hadn't been given more of an opportunity.
It's only his 14th appearance for Aston Villa as we go to the start of the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa. Jack Nicholls.
Carlos Sainz is starting on pole position in the Ferrari. Sergio Perez is alongside him in the Red Bull. The championship protagonists Verstappen and Leclerc at 13th and 14th on the grid. The race begins now, and the Ferrari on the inside gets a pretty good start, and immediately Fernando Alonso's on the track trying to get ahead of Sergio Perez, and he's managed to do it. George Russell has got ahead of Perez too, as has Lewis Hamilton. Sainz holds the lead. Perez has dropped way back through the field. Alonso is second, Hamilton is third, Russell is fourth. It's side by side between Vettel and Ricciardo as they come down towards Eau Rouge, one of the most fearsome corners in motorsport, and it is Ricciardo who just about comes out ahead. Max Verstappen is in the fight. He's trying to make a move on the Williams of Nicholas Latifi in the early stages. Sainz holds the lead as they come up into Les Combes. Hamilton's going for second place. Hamilton round the outside of Fernando Alonso, and they crash. Hamilton is off. He's been hit by Alonso. He's got damage, and suddenly Perez is back up into second place. Lance Stroll is on the gravel, and Max Verstappen has to take evasive action to try and avoid him, but Lewis Hamilton has damage after contact with Fernando Alonso. All that means that Sergio Perez is back up into second place after he got a bad start. Carlos Sainz holds the lead, and meanwhile it's Verstappen going ahead of Charles Leclerc. Those two are going wheel to wheel as they make their way up the order. Chaotic first half a lap here. Full commentary on Sports Extra.
commentary on Sports Extra, and certainly a dramatic start to the proceedings at Spa. You've not missed any of the football whilst we've been away, but certainly important to get those places as they jostle for an early position in the Grand Prix. We will be back for the closing stages here on 5 Live, but if you want to listen to the race in its entirety, then Sports Extra is the place to do so. Here at Villa Park, West Ham United are attacking. Scamacca, left corner of the area, back to Fornals, tries to take it on into the penalty area, can't wriggle his way through. West Ham United get the ball back. Souček and Rice winning the ball for West Ham United. Very, very competitive on the edge of the area, up towards Ings, and just can't get away from Kehrer as the ball is played back. And this game all of a sudden starting to series of challenges, a combative nature from both sets of players, very, very committed on the edge of the area and then in the midfield.
A really good start to the game. It's been tight, it's been edgy, but Declan Rice started it by winning a big tackle in midfield. I didn't think it was a foul and he was penalised for it, but straight after that key battle that we're going to see today in midfield, West Ham are winning so far.
Still 0-0. That's the voice of the former England international Stephen Warnock here at Villa Park. On the BBC Sport website, the other 2 o'clock game, Wolves Newcastle United, there's commentary of that online. Martinez in a bright orange goalkeeping outfit in the bright sunshine now here at Villa Park, standing still, assessing his options, strikes it right-footed, looks to go through the middle. Zuma beats Watkins in the air, and Douglas Luiz just plays the ball back, and now it's back with Douglas Luiz, the Brazilian, in the midfield for Aston Villa.
Surely if you look up as a goalkeeper, you're thinking, I'm not going to kick it on Kurt Zuma's head, I'm going to go for Aaron Cresswell. Pick the smallest person on the pitch. Really lazy goalkeeping for me, that.
Watkins is doing his best to try and stick to Cresswell, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, and it's the sensible thing to do. If I was Cresswell, I'd expect it myself, and I'd expect to be put under huge pressure with the goal kicks with longer balls, but really poor from Martinez to not see that.
Ollie Watkins last season, the first Villa player to score 10 plus goals in the top flight in successive seasons since Christian Benteke. He's certainly been a striker in form as well, top scorer for the last 2 seasons, as Digne just couldn't quite control it and Kehrer was able to clear, but they play the ball in behind Kehrer for Danny Ings on this near side, the left for Villa. Digne then closed down by Johnson, the right wing back, getting back into position for West Ham United, and last touch off Digne, and it will be a West Ham throw level with their own penalty area. Yet to have a shot from either side in these opening 8 minutes is the cautious nature, if you like, in terms of that in the final third, but the competitive nature in the middle of the park, is that testament because of the importance to both sides?
I also think it's the 2 formations working against each other. Aston Villa are very narrow in possession, and West Ham are finding it easy for the wing backs to go and press. Luca Digne, Matty Cash out on the right hand side, and they don't have an option, whereas when West Ham win the ball back, it's very easy to switch the play and they've always got an outlet.
Johnson with a throw for West Ham United, attacking the Holt end, but it goes in favour of Aston Villa down by the corner flag. Doesn't appear to be too many empty seats around Villa Park. What does it hold? 42,500. And Aston Villa side who are looking to try and climb away from the bottom 3 in the very early stages of this Premier League season. We heard that dramatic start to proceedings at Spa, Jack Nicholls.
It got more dramatic later on in the lap because there was a collision between Nicolas Latifi and Valtteri Bottas. Bottas beached in the gravel, so he's out of the race, and Hamilton broke down and he's out of the Grand Prix too, so the safety car is deployed here at the moment, neutralising the race. Sainz still leads, Perez is second.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. McGinn picks out Coutinho, able to turn, tries to get away from Johnson, but he's crowded out, loses the ball to Souček, who clears for West Ham United. Scamacca lays it off towards Bowen, darting in field. He was just hindered a little bit by Douglas Luiz, but the referee, who is David Coote today, has played a good advantage, and West Ham United are attacking. Cresswell forward, quickly shifted on. forward then towards Emerson on his debut with the cross, and it's gathered in his near post by Martinez. Let's get an early update from Molyneux. Lee Blakeman.
Wolves 0, Newcastle 0. Newcastle have just gone close though. Chris Wood through, one-on-one, tight angle, good save by Sarr, and then Pedro Neto has just flicked over the bar for Wolves down the other end. Lively start. I don't think it's going to stay 0-0 for much longer.
10 minutes played on BBC Radio 5 Live. Commentary to come from Nottingham Forest Tottenham with John Murray and Clinton Morrison at 4:30. And then more midweek action to look forward to. Tuesday night at Ellen Road, Leeds United Everton. Wednesday back at Anfield, Liverpool Newcastle United, as a cross comes in from Danny Ings. Into the penalty area it goes. The back pass from Emerson. Fabianski has to clear early. And on Thursday night, Leicester City, Manchester United, which also happens to be transfer deadline day. So we're on air, 5 Live Sport, all the way through to 11 o'clock on Thursday night. And you would imagine that these two teams will be busy over the next few days.
It was just a passage of play where Danny Ings gets down the left-hand side, puts a cross into the box, and there's only Ollie Watkins in there. Such is the shape from Aston Villa, how narrow they're playing. Matty Cash is asked to be the player to get into that other goal-scoring position. It's far too big a distance for him to make up.
Scamacca, Italian international, holds the ball up. Fornals tries to release Bowen away on the right-hand side. Chambers read it well, got the block in for Aston Villa. First start in the Premier League for Scamacca. He scored 2 goals in European competition on his 2 starts there. The 23-year-old, 6'5". Antonio relegated to the bench. Here is McGinn, the Aston Villa captain. Plays the ball in field. Coutinho, forward of the centre circle. Forward ball. Coutinho, forward. Doesn't keep the ball in play. And it will be a goal kick to West Ham United. Coutinho looking to get forward at every opportunity for Villa on this near side.
Yeah, well, that's the way that Aston Villa play, with the 2 full-backs ultimately becoming wingers, trying to play as high as they can. Just a good vision from Philip Coutinho, but the execution wasn't quite right. Overpassed it, overhit the length of the pass for Dean to run onto.
Noticeable that Emerson really is pushed on quite high on that far side, so much so that Cresswell, who's the left of the 3, is almost playing in an orthodox left-back position to enable Emerson to really push on that far side as West Ham in all black play from left to right.
Well, the reason he wants to do that is to stop Matty Cash coming forward, and then with the switch of play, Cresswell, good on the ball, will always have that outlet down the left-hand side.
Digne for Aston Villa, plays the ball forward. Watkins, flag stays down. Kerr is back to try and curb the run as he enters the penalty area. Watkins shoots and then cannons off the chest of Zuma. And Fabianski had already committed himself to moving away off his goal line, and that literally could have crept inside the near post. As it was, it goes behind for a corner kick to Villa, 0-0.
Yeah, lovely movement from Ollie Watkins. Goes short, then goes long in behind, and Kerr, he's not blessed with pace. You could see that when in a 1v1 situation. Nips inside, it's going towards the corner flag, the shot, but such is the ricochet off Kurt Zuma, it nearly catches Fabianski out.
So a corner kick on this near side in front of the north stand here. That 2-tiered end away towards our left-hand side, right by the tunnel area. Digne to take the corner kick for Aston Villa. Right arm aloft, left-footed corner, comes in towards the near post, and at the far post, it goes in. And Aston Villa take the lead after 14 minutes. But the flag is up, and the celebrations are cut short.
The ball didn't go, it went out of play from the corner from Luca Dean. The assistant referee put his flag up straight away. It was out of play from Luca Dean. It's the right call. We're just getting
yes, it is a very
picture of it on our monitor in front of us. It's a great call from the assistant referee.
It was Conser arriving at the far post, but the flag was raised immediately. Very, very good officiating on that far side from the assistant referee. So it remains 0-0. No need for VAR with that one.
No, not at all. I mean, I'm guessing he'd use the goal frame to see the vision of the ball and where it's moving out of play, but that is a magnificent spot.
Still 0-0 then here at Villa Park. Here is Cresswell. Cresswell plays it forward. inside to Fornals, miscontrols the ball, presents it back to Aston Villa. They go back to Martinez, the goalkeeper, right-footed clearance. Zuma challenged by Coutinho. That was a mismatch if ever there was one. And then headed back by Boubacar Kamara, the French midfielder, signed on a free from Marseille, defensive midfielder. Digne, ball played across the penalty area for Aston Villa. Concha now looking for Danny Ings. The little layoff there. Coming through was Douglas Luiz, fouled by Declan Rice, says the referee David Coote. Free kick to Aston Villa, 10 yards outside the centre circle.
Nice play from Danny Ings and linking up well with Douglas Luiz. Declan Rice is pleading his innocence, but he makes an attempt to go for the ball, doesn't win it, then arm across the chest. I don't like to see that from Douglas Luiz though, asking for the yellow card, that gesture of the card to the referee.
Going to be a free kick to Villa that Douglas Luiz himself is going to take. He plays it back, and then Camera to Conca, trying to get Digne forward at this near side. Almost that Camera was dropping back alongside the two centre backs for Aston Villa. Here now is Chambers. Chambers waits, goes back into a central area. Aston Villa being extremely patient. We've been playing for 16 minutes. There's no goals at Molineux. You can hear that on the BBC Sport website if you want commentary of Wolverhampton Wanderers against Newcastle. And it's goalless here at Villa Park. Coutinho back to McGinn. McGinn just over the halfway line to Chambers. McGinn once again lifts it forward, looking for the run of Watkins, finds him with control from Watkins. He's taken Zuma with him to Digne on this near side, foot into the challenge from Johnson. Out of play it goes for an Aston Villa throw. Taken quickly, Watkins back with McGinn. Douglas Luiz trying to get forward as well. Here he is with his back to goal. Back heels the ball to Coutinho. First time cross. Watkins with a header. He was leaning back, and as a result there was no real power on the header, and it was a comfortable save for Fabianski at head height.
A lovely little passage of play, quick interchangeable football from Aston Villa, 1 and 2 touch, and being really inventive in and around the box. Douglas Luiz at the heart of it. That's the best we've seen from Aston Villa.
Never there was a side for West Ham United to want to play against, given that their sluggish start to a league season, pointless and yet to score in their, 38 attempts that they'd actually had on goal before today, and yet to yield a goal. It's Aston Villa, because West Ham have actually done the league double over Villa for the last 2 seasons. Certainly having somewhat of an Indian side over Aston Villa. West Ham United, in fact, the only team in the top 5 tiers now of English football who are yet to score, after Halifax Town broke their duck yesterday, albeit they were beaten 4-1 by Notts County at the Shea in the National League. So looking to try and break their duck here today, as the ball breaks to Souček, and Villa get it back. Coutinho across to Douglas Luiz. Cash, haven't really seen much of him getting forward on that right hand side. He wanted the ball played to him, it was played forward, it kicks on away from Watkins and into the arms of Fabianski. But maybe because of, as you quite rightly say, Stephen, they're curbing the threat of Cash because of that combination on the left.
Yeah, they are, and also you have to give credit to Declan Rice and Souček. Cursed Declan Rice there.
Put Kerr under a little bit of pressure. Ings has gone forward now. He's then having his shirt pulled, being really manhandled and spotted by referee David Coote, and it's a free kick to Aston Villa, right down by the corner flag, as Aston Villa play from right to left in their claret and sky blue shirts and white shorts. And an opportunity. It's as good as a corner, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and we saw Kerr give a penalty away last week in his debut, and you look at him so far in this game, he's very aggressive in the way that he wants to defend. Danny Ings had nowhere to go in that situation. It was pointless giving the foul away. The best he could have won was a throw-in. Now they give away a set piece, and they've got some good options on the ball, Aston Villa.
Douglas Luiz is going to take it on this near side. Digne and McGinn wait on the edge of the area. It goes in towards the near post, and it's actually headed over his own crossbar by Scamacca. He had to attack it because it was a A wicked curling ball in from the near post, and Skamaka just got there before his goalkeeper Fabianski.
He scored direct from the corner against Bolton in midweek, didn't he? And Aston Villa posted one on the social media that he'd done one in training as well. He did go for that near post.
Well, this time the corner's taken short on the left, and then Digne to McGinn. McGinn curls it in this time, and it's headed out by Zuma, and with a wave of the right arm he ushers those black shirts to push out for West Ham United. The ball then is hoisted high by Cash, headed on by Digne, climbing over Johnson. Might have just taken a knock there on the right thigh. Ben Johnson once again, he's in an aerial duel with Digne. The ball played back to Digne. Aston Villa with McGinn along the ground, diagonal ball. Coutinho, Ings in the penalty area, crosses it, cut out by Zuma, cleared away by Johnson. Still 0-0, 5 live, 20 minutes played. Aston Villa getting on top.
Aston Villa by far the better team in the open exchanges between the two teams in the 20 minutes. Ball from Danny Ings though, just scoffs his cross into the box, and it would have been a simple tap in. West Ham have a problem as well.
Well, you know, I said that Johnson had taken a knock on his right thigh. He was staying up, and the bench were going mad with him. They were actually telling him to go down to the ground, and now he's bemused. He wants to continue, but the bench are telling him to stay down, and he's now hobbling, and he's back on his feet.
It's only a dead leg. He'll have to get on with it. He'll have to defend.
Well, they're trying to expose that gap now, and now he's gone down again, and the ball has been thrown out by Fabianski so Johnson can get treatment. But the young lad was clearly caught in two minds there. He wanted to continue playing, but he was trying to carry out the instructions from the bench. He's going to get treatment now. It remains 0-0 as we go to Molineux and Lee Blakely.
Wolves 0, Newcastle 0. Newcastle piling on the pressure there. They just had ping pong in the Wolves penalty area. It fell for Willock 6 yards out, and he stabbed it wide of the bottom corner. Still somehow in an end-to-end game, Wolves 0, Newcastle 0.
Commentary continues on the BBC Sport website, and with the stoppage in play, there are a lot of players taking on liquid refreshment, and Sofal is going to be coming on. He was a doubt with potential concussion coming into this game. Let's get an update meanwhile as there's a stoppage in play with Jack Nicholls in the Belgian Grand Prix.
Carlos Sainz is leading here. Sergio Perez is in second, 1.1 seconds back, but Max Verstappen, having started in 14th on the grid, is already up into third place. He has dispatched Ricciardo, Albon, Vettel, Alonso, Russell, and now his next target is going to be his teammate as he looks to close in on Carlos Sainz for the race win. Lap 9 of 44.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. Johnson's not going to be able to continue. He scored against Aston Villa last season. Not so happy memories, being forced to leave the field as Vladimir Sofal comes on midway through the first half here for West Ham United. So Sofal on for Johnson. 23 minutes played. Still Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0.
Quite surprised at that, because when Ben Johnson went up for the header, he just took a knee to the back of the leg, almost in his hamstring. So whether he's just felt that he can't carry on, or whether he has actually got a tight hamstring initially and had more problems with that.
That's Stephen Warnock, the king of rock and roll, who's with us here on BBC Radio 5 Live. If you're a fan of Prefab Sprout and you know the lyrics about Jumping Frog and Hot Dog, I'm told that during the Euros, Stephen, a former England international, was quite partial to a hot dog.
It certainly was, Dano. I think you'll have noticed yesterday at Anfield they had hot dogs as well.
I did. I wasn't quick thinking enough to actually take a photo of one. Anyway, still goalless here at Villa Park. You looked a little perplexed when I said the king of rock and roll. Here is Chambers.
I thought you could ask me to do a number.
No, when love breaks down and all that, the time will come. Here is Douglas Luiz, playing the ball back to Conte, just outside the centre circle for Aston Villa, and then it's rolled back to Camera. Douglas Luiz is ahead of him, and now it's Coutinho who drops short into the centre circle. Camera out towards that far side. Douglas Luiz then tries to break the lines midway through the West Ham United half. Coutinho still really playing in front of West Ham United at this stage. Cash is starting to venture a little bit more forward on that right hand side. Son is out once again here at Villa Park. Douglas Luiz tries to get forward from that Cash ball, and it's cut out by Cresswell in front of that travelling West Ham United support, and it'll be an Aston Villa throw that Cash will take. 25 minutes played, 0-0, and still not a worthwhile chance to report.
No, not really, and much of West Ham's better work has been in as a defensive unit, and that has been detrimental to their attacks. I can't even think of really an opportunity where West Ham have caused Aston Villa any problems. I think the biggest thing that Aston Villa have had this half is a threat from set pieces because of the fouls that the West Ham players keep giving away in and around the penalty box.
The goal that was ruled out, which had gone out of play before it came back in from Digne and the concert tap-in, that was ruled out. That's probably the only thing that'll make the edit so far for Match of the Day 2 tonight. 10:30 on BBC One. Micah Richards and Ashley Williams joining Mark Chapman as the free kick is fired in from that right-hand side, dealt with well by the West Ham United defence, and then cleared away, headed powerfully back by Chambers, repelled by the head of Zuma. So foul, early clearance before Watkins could get there, and Cash in a central area, almost midway through his own half, goes all the way back to Martinez. He's yet to keep a clean sheet so far for Aston Villa in all 4 games in all competitions this season, as Villa Park falls silent. Wouldn't believe that there are 42,500 people inside this stadium, but waiting still for something to happen in this match that is 0-0, as is Wolves against Newcastle United. Here is Digne along the ground. Watkins lays it off. Coutinho plays it back. McGinn just inside his own half, shrugs off the challenge of Bowen, races away from him, links up with Digne, ball cut out by Souček. McGinn tries to win it back. So foul is there, holding off Digne, who comes away from the Czech Republic defender. Now towards Coutinho. Cash is making a dart forward, and Cash into the penalty area. Well tracked back with Emerson. Spotted it and went with him stride for stride.
Yeah, outstanding defending from Emerson. He had to stay with him because Coutinho had spotted him and he'd nearly picked him out, but for Emerson's defending. But very, very narrow again from Aston Villa. I said it before, the width is having to come from Cash and from Luca Digne.
Here is the ball played back with Kehrer, now to Zuma. And Cresswell forward to Emerson, the left wing back for West Ham United. Fornals drops back inside his own half. Zuma being booed by the Villa support every time he touches the ball, and then so foul charged down by Danny Ings, working hard off the ball, getting the applause from Steven Gerrard, who looking very casual with his dark trousers and his dark sweater and the white shirt. Now complains because of West Ham taking their time with the throw, which eventually releases Bowen on the right, cut out by the Villa defence, up towards Watkins, and he was barged from behind by Cresswell, and that will be a free kick to Aston Villa midway through their own half.
It's a very stop-start game, isn't it? There's a lot of fouls happening in and around the pitch, and neither team really finding a rhythm to create any major opportunities.
We were both at Anfield yesterday and fortunate to see those 9 goals.
Yes, we were.
On the evidence of this 28 minutes so far, we'll be lucky to see 1 here at Villa Park. Here is Ings, comes on the inside of Kehrer, waits again, holds on to the ball, turns 360 degrees. Digne on the left-hand side, level with the area, delivers a good ball in. Zuma heads it away for West Ham United. Headed further away by Souček. Fornals, early release, up towards Scamacca, holds it on, good footwork. In the end though, just crowded out by 3 Aston Villa players. Camara was one of them on the halfway line, just strokes the ball back, and then it's played forward, and it's with Konsa. And now Douglas Luiz across towards Cash. They're seeing more of the ball, Aston Villa.
They are, but they're not using it well, are they? They've not got many options when they do pick it up, such as the organisation of West Ham. They're quite happy for them to go back. This is better.
Coutinho away from Souček, little step over as well. Souček though is back goal side. McGinn now behind him, plays a flat ball in, kneed away by Zuma inside his penalty area. Bowen, manhandle, referee plays the advantage, and then that's good referee. There was a foul, he tried to let the game flow, and then he brings it back because there was a clear foul on Bowen. Free kick to West Ham United.
There was, but then he's give someone else the opportunity and he's give the ball away. and that's what's frustrating for me about that rule. Now, if it continues and you're happy for someone to take the ball, then if they lose it, they lose it. That's part and parcel of the game.
I saw your former club Blackburn Rovers in midweek. The referee on Tuesday night gave a free kick, blew his whistle, and then decided to play the advantage. That mystified a few, I can tell you. 15 minutes remaining. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0. Fair to say it's a slow burner?
Yes.
Here is Fornals. Cresswell forward on that far side, searching ball into the penalty area. Soufal will get there. He was closed down by Digne, and it does, after a ricochet off the corner flag, go behind in front of the Holt end for a West Ham United corner kick. Haven't really troubled Martinez at all in open play, so let's see what they can do from this set piece.
Well, one thing we know is they've got quality crosses into the box, but they also have Rice, Zuma, Skamaka, Souček, huge players attacking the ball.
Going to take the corner kick on the near side, the right. In it comes now, right down the throat of Martinez, who climbed high, holds on to the ball, runs to the edge of his area, and then in fact it was Steven Gerrard who was instructing Martinez to hold on to the ball as Aston Villa got players forward, and it was then cleared down towards the Aston Villa right and away from Watkins, and out of play it goes for a throw. Let's get another update from Molineux. Lee Blakeman.
Best chance of the game for Wolves, still 0-0, but Jimenez in from the left, great cross towards the 6 yards area, and there was Mateus Nunes, diving header, missed the target though, put it wide, still 0-0 with 14 minutes to go until half-time.
Commentary to come from the City Ground, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham at 4:30 here on 5 Live. The Belgian Grand Prix is on Sports Extra. Commentary from Molineux of that game is on the BBC Sport website. Aston Villa with Konsa. Across the back it goes to Chambers. Forward ball to McGinn on the halfway line. Left-footed ball, Digne. Soufal goes with him. Back heels the ball. Nobody there behind Digne. And Soufal is able to pick up that loose ball on this near side, the West Ham United right, and feeds it forward towards Bowen, who tries to get away from Camara, but Camara just shielding that back four, sensed the danger, comes across and deals with it effectively and gets the applause for his work.
It's hugely important that he does that work as well when the two fullbacks go forward. That's essentially his job, to fill in both fullback positions. Bowen fancied his chances, tried knocking it down the line and going one-on-one in a foot race.
David Moyes stuffing a piece of paper into his tracksuit bottom pocket on his right-hand side. He's unbeaten in his last 12 Premier League matches as a manager against Aston Villa, all the way back since the last 12 years, in fact, for David Moyes. Of course, now in his second spell as the West Ham United boss, as McGinn on the halfway line, didn't really see anything ahead of him, went back towards Chambers. Konsa now hits a right-footed ball towards Watkins on the diagonal, down towards the corner flag he goes, keeps the ball in play, holds off Kehrer, back towards Digne on the Villa left, inside to Coutinho. Coutinho shapes to shoot, and straight at Fabianski, comfortable height, diving forward, all in yellow, the West Ham keeper 0-0.
That's Aston Villa's out ball down the sides of the three centre-halves and hold the ball up, wait for numbers to arrive, and Coutinho, how often have we seen that, dipping inside on that right foot and bending it into the far corner. Can't quite get the angle that he's looking for this time.
19 appearances last season, of course, when he was on loan from Barcelona. That has been turned into a permanent move. 5 goals and 3 assists for the second half of the campaign from a Liverpool player. Stephen Warnock would have watched many a time at Anfield as West Ham United get a free kick on that far side, the left. We've got just over 10 minutes to go to half-time on BBC Radio 5 Live. Of course, you can listen through the BBC Sounds app as well, if you haven't already downloaded it. Here is Bowen in front of Chambers. Chambers staying tight behind him, out towards the right-hand side for Soufal. Watkins back on defensive duties. And Nakera being harried by Ings and forced to retreat to his goalkeeper Fabianski. Switches play out towards the West Ham United left. Fornals back towards Rice, unable to get forward as West Ham United come under pressure due to the Aston Villa players pressing. Fornals switches it to this near side, the right once again, and Soufal's over the halfway line. Sees an area of space, head down, darts forward, covers 10-15 yards, forward then towards Bowen. Chambers coming across, slides out of play, it goes for a throw right down by the corner flag between the main stand and the Holt end here at Villa Park, and it's still 0-0.
It's the first time West Ham have managed to put 6-7 passes together and really find a rhythm to find a way out down this right hand side. It was better from them.
Throw from Soufal to Bowen, leaning into Camera, giving away a free kick. Well, David Moyes said he wants his side to be a little bit more rugged, that tougher approach, hard to beat. The West Ham United side.
Did he say hard to watch?
At the minute, it's a hard watch. All the drama this Sunday afternoon's come from Spa. Jack Nicholls.
Carlos Sainz is leading the race here because Max Verstappen managed to get to the front, then he's made his pit stop and he is now chasing down Sainz. He's 5 seconds behind the Ferrari driver. He started down in 14th place, he's climbed his way up the order, and it'll be Sainz versus Verstappen for the race win in the next hour or so here on Sports Extra.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra as Coutinho stumbles and then the ball is cut out by Soufal. He bemoans a lack of communication from his goalkeeper Fabianski. He was unable to let the ball roll out of play for what would have been a goal kick, couldn't take that chance, and so instead it'll be an Aston Villa throw. And we've got 8.5 minutes to go to half time. Villa 0, West Ham United 0. McGinn on the floor, still trying to hold on to the ball, and then he fouls Souček, and that will be a free kick to West Ham United. What we need, I don't know, a Hollywood scriptwriter maybe to try and come up with a different script for this game, change the course of the game.
Do you know one?
Because at the minute it's just meandering. I don't know one, but it was an attempt as a segue to link into fact of the day from Tony Livesey on Drive, because every Friday afternoon at around 5:20 the commentators are given a fact that we've got to try and weave into the commentary. That was my pathetic attempt, because my question this week: which Hollywood director was a big West Ham United fan who used to have the newspapers delivered to the set? Turns out it was Alfred Hitchcock. I went with David Lean, which John Murray confessed he would have gone with as well. I got it wrong, and therefore...
You don't have to make others feel bad. Drag them down with you.
It's all right. Any opportunity to point score against the big man.
Yeah.
So that was fact of the day. 5:20 with Tony every Friday afternoon. Of course, you can listen to Drive Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday if you so wish. This is 5 Live. It's 0-0. And we've got 7 minutes to go to half time.
Don't know, I joked before about...
Ball played forward by McGinn to Watkins, trying to get round the back once again. Zuma comes across, deals with it, and then clears the ball away. That loose ball is picked up by Camera, who's now lost out to West Ham United. Can they counter-attack on that far side? There's been a goal at Molineux. We're going there in a moment. In fact, we'll go there now. Lee Blakeman.
Oh, Neves has scored a screamer. Wolves 1, Newcastle 0. Ball in from the left. Neves picked it up, 20 yards out. One touch, bang. No chance for Pope, flying away to his right whatsoever. Pick that one out. What a goal. Wolves 1, Newcastle 0.
Wolverhampton Wanderers, who are yet to win. Newcastle United, had they got the 3 points today, could have gone fourth. Still unbeaten Eddie Howe's side, but behind at Molineux. Commentary continues on the BBC Sport website. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0, and we have 6 minutes to go to half time.
Yeah, I was just saying before, I joked before about being a hard watch, West Ham, but the big thing is when you're down at the bottom, you haven't scored goals, you haven't got any points on the board, you need to get that confidence back, and this is how you drip feed confidence back into a squad by being tough to play against, tough to beat. It's not pleasing on the eye, but if you walk off and you get a result, it's very satisfying.
Well, they'll need something, because the next few matches are really difficult for West Ham. Next 3 in the Premier League: Tottenham at home on Wednesday, Chelsea away, which actually has been brought forward because of the knock-on of the Champions League games. That will be now played next Saturday, and then it's Newcastle after that at home on the 11th, coming back from European duty where they take on FCSB, the Romanian side, at home. Games will come thick and fast for all the teams involved in European competition, in the 3 different ones. As Konsa stepping out of defence for Aston Villa, then tries to hold off Souček. Referee's played the advantage. Forward ball to Watkins. Kehrer will deal with it, and the back pass towards Fabianski. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Fabianski picks out Sofal, an area of space again for him to run towards the halfway line, and then he stops as he's faced by Digne, and then he hits the ball long as Bowen has come short. The game's lacked quality.
Yeah, it really has, and just players being on a different wavelength to each other at the moment and not quite knowing how they want to play. It's just a mix-up between Sofal and Bowen there. I think Bowen actually comes short and he should be running in behind. It's the only ball that Sofal's got, because he knows that Luca Digne is really tight on Bowen and he can pinch the ball from him.
Back with Konsa, and Konsa turns and goes to Martinez, to Chambers. West Ham will press. Digne on this near side, onto his right foot, forward ball, little flick header there by Coutinho. Ings does very, very well, and then in the end loses out to Kehrer, and then it's headed away by Fornals. Scamacca heads it back towards Rice. Haven't really seen much of Declan Rice, unable to try and get forward as Emerson lifts it towards Scamacca. He directs the header back to Fornals, who hits it on the full. Running forward edge of the area, right-footed, drags it well wide, goal kick. It remains 0-0, and we'll get another update from Jack Nicholls in the Belgian Grand Prix.
Max Verstappen has now taken the lead of the race properly. He pitted, he came out behind Carlos Sainz, but he closed in on the Ferrari driver, overtook him coming into Les Combes, and now Verstappen leads the way on lap 19 of 44 as we approach half-race distance. Sainz is second, Perez is third, Charles Leclerc is running in 5th spot. Commentary
continues on Sports Extra for that. There is a great deal of symmetry about these two sides when they meet in the Premier League. 46 Premier League meetings before today. They've both won 13, obviously 20 draws. They've both scored 51. Might still be the case after today's game.
I was going to say.
Aston Villa with a throw, far side, camera to Cash, forward ball to Watkins. Cresswell gets there first, out of play, high clearance, it drops for a throw. 2 minutes to go to half-time on BBC Radio 5 Live, and now back to camera along the ground, and now it's with Douglas Luiz, swings over the cross from the right, unchallenged header away, brought down by Coutinho, held off by Declan Rice, and cleared away and out for another throw to Aston Villa. Just haven't felt that either side looks capable of scoring.
There's no cutting edges there at all from Aston Villa when they go forward. Coutinho really quiet in this first half, and Ings and Watkins feeding off scraps.
Ball hit over the top, Kehra's downward header. Referee has said he was coming back from an offside position. It was interesting that David Coote actually called it before his assistant referee did. There's a very late flag on that far side. Free kick then that West Ham United have already taken, and 90 seconds remain. I would imagine that summing up this first half will be brief. I hope Darren Fletcher is poised.
But just look at, you said it before about Declan Rice, he's really struggled to get into this game, and he's been quite lazy for him in his passing, and the way that he's being frustrated with himself, but he's dropping really deep, and the Aston Villa forwards are not allowing him any space to get on the ball and get turned, and he's just playing backward passes, and that sums West Ham's half up in this first half.
Coutinho on this near side, back with McGinn, and then the ball is played back, Digne to Chambers. Why are these two cancelling each other out, Stephen?
Well, both the formations and lacking in quality as well.
Here is Coutinho, he goes square, Douglas Luiz 30 yards out, plays it forward, look for the return for the run of Coutinho, comes to McGinn, and McGinn 25 yards out from goal, controlled it, the ball then was ready to hit and left-footed, always on the rise. Goal kick, 30 seconds remain, and it's still goalless.
There's a real lack of ideas when they go forward. It's just reactive rather than having ideas and having just the patterns of play in your head of what you want to achieve going forward. And even that opportunity there with John McGinn, he was never set to take the shot on it. The better option was to hit Luca Digne down the left-hand side, and he was in acres of space to then get the ball out of his feet and put it, hopefully, a quality ball into the middle.
1 minute of added on time, which we're now into here, of Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0. A game of hardly any chances, and certainly nothing to talk about of note here from the first 45 minutes. Chambers at the heart of the Aston Villa defence. He gives the ball away to Fornals. Fornals to Skamaka. Konsa sliding forward. Very good interception to save his central defensive partner from that sloppy passage of play from Aston Villa. As Coutinho out to Digne on this near side the left. Certainly Digne has seen more of the ball than his opposite fullback Matty Cash on the right. Camera switches play to that right hand side. Douglas Luiz, Cash is ahead of him, takes it forward, the Brazilian, scoops it forward for the run of Cash, cut out by West Ham, and Fornals will clear, and the half-time whistle is sounded. The only real effort that we've had was that corner kick from Digne that curled out of play before coming back into play. Konsa tapping at the far post that was quite rightly ruled out for the infringement, and it's 0-0 at half-time. Stephen.
Yeah, a game that's sadly lacking in any quality. West Ham working extremely hard out of possession to make sure that they nullify Aston Villa, and Aston Villa haven't had any answers to the questions being posed from them from West Ham from the tactical point of view of being very well organised. Hopefully we'll get a lot better in the second half.
Well, as the army of substitutes and coaching staff walk down the touchline towards the tunnel away towards our left-hand side, we'll see what Messrs Gerrard and Moyes can muster up in the half-time team talk to try and spark this game into some sort of life. But Darren, at half-time, it's Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0.
I think you'll be glad of a break. You were so upbeat, Stephen Warnock, before the game kicked off, but that was a hard watch.
I was looking forward to it because I thought, well, which team's going to come out and which team's going to show the capabilities of what they've got. And you look at Skamaka coming in up front, had nothing to feed on, and literally nothing at all, and even Bowen's had very limited opportunities to get forward. But I'm disappointed in Aston Villa, if I'm being completely honest. They're far too narrow for my liking. Being a former fullback, and you look at the options that they've got going forward, it's Luca Digne down the left and Matty Cash. Are they going to go beat a player in a 1v1 situation? More often than not, but they're the outlets for Aston Villa, and it's been a very tough watch and very tough to probably play in as well for the players.
I'm presuming, though, briefly, Stephen, that's a legacy of the situation that they both find themselves in, lacking a bit of confidence, feeling a bit of pressure, needing a result. I suppose this is kind of what you get on days like this sometimes. Yeah,
absolutely, and I said it in commentary about West Ham. They'll be a difficult watch today, but if they go in getting a result at the end of it and building confidence back in within themselves, then you'll start to see over the next couple of weeks players breaking from midfield, players probably trying things that they're not going to try today. But that is the situation, like you say, Flex, that both teams are in.
Thank you, Stephen. Thanks to Deno. We'll have the second half then coming up soon from Villa Park. 0-0 between Aston Villa and West Ham at half-time in the Premier League. But there has been a goal at Molineux. Wolves against Newcastle. Half-time there as well. Lee Blakeman.
It's been a great watch this, Darren. It really has. A brilliant strike from Ruben Neves separates the teams here. Wolves 1, Newcastle 0. Neves picked the ball 20 yards out and struck it with so much power. Nick Pope had no chance, flying away to his right. Great goal. Look out for it on Match of the Day 2 later. Before that, Newcastle had good chances to take the lead themselves. Wood denied by Sarr when through on goal. Willock stabbed wide from around 7 yards out. But Wolves, at the moment, on track for their first league win of the season. Half-time at Molineux, Wolves 1, Newcastle 0.
Thank you, Lee. We'll have updates in the second half of that one as well. Wolves leading Newcastle by 1-0 at half-time. Earlier in the Scottish Premiership, it finished Dundee United 0, Celtic 9. It takes Celtic top. We'll get reaction to that result shortly. Hearts St Johnstone kicks off at 3 o'clock. We'll also check in at the Belgian Grand Prix. Commentary of that in full over on Sports Extra. And we'll say hello to John Murray ahead of our 4:30 game here at the City Ground. Forest against Tottenham, which is still to come on 5 Live Premier League Sunday. First, let's get the news on 5 Live with Anna Preston.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Conservative leadership contest frontrunner Liz Truss is understood to have ruled out giving direct help to everyone with their energy bills. Sources close to her team say she's considering all other options. Yesterday, her rival Rishi Sunak insisted the government had to provide what he called some direct support to every household. Adam Scorer is chief executive of the fuel poverty charity National Energy Action. He says one particular piece of advice for anyone struggling with bills is crucial.
There's lots of tips around closing your curtains at dusk, cooking food in batches. There's lots you can do. The one piece of advice I'd really want to give people, if you feel you're in danger of debt or you're in debt already, please talk to your supplier straight away. They have a legal requirement to agree a repayment plan that you can afford. It's probably the best piece of advice that many millions of people are going to hear.
Merseyside police have posted a video on social media appealing for help in catching the person who shot dead 9-year-old Olivia Pratt-Corbell inside her home last week. It also urges people to help identify the killers of Ashley Dale and Sam Rimmer, who were killed in separate incidents in Liverpool earlier this month. Authorities in Pakistan are warning the unprecedented flooding there is going to get worse as more rivers burst their banks. More than 1,000 people have died and millions more are expected to be affected after months of torrential rain. And the Notting Hill Carnival is taking place in West London for the first time in 3 years. Around 2 million people are expected to have attended by the time it finishes tomorrow. It's been held online during the pandemic.
BBC 5 Live.
This is Ben Shepherd.
And Chris Kamara.
And we can't wait to bring you our new podcast, Cammy and Ben's Proper Football Podcast. What can people expect, Cam?
Big names, big laughs.
I never wash my jockstrap if we won. We went 19 games undefeated.
I said, you told me to look after Frank.
He went, never go out with him again.
It's just ridiculousness at its highest order.
I quite literally fouled every outfield player from the middle of the team.
You don't want to miss it.
Cammy and Ben's Proper Football Podcast with me, Ben Shepherd, and my mate Chris Kamara.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
5 Live's Premier League Sunday with Darren Fletcher.
This is 5 Live Sport.
Welcome back to 5 Live's Premier League Sunday. Coming up, second half commentary of Aston Villa against West Ham, followed by the 4:30 match in the Premier League, Nottingham Forest versus Tottenham Hotspur. And tomorrow, attention turns to the US Open, live from Flushing Meadows, where there's no shortage of headlines.
256 men's and women's singles players.
Emma Raducanu,
Daniil Medvedev,
Tetsuya Tsitsipas, Naomi Osaka,
Rafael Nadal,
Bianca Andreescu,
Leylah Fernandez.
2 weeks of non-stop action.
This is enormous hitting from Serena Williams.
Rafa Nadal comes out on top and the crowd are on their feet.
That is the way to smash your racket.
The greats of the game return.
Nadal collapses onto his back, a US Open champion for a 4th time.
And Andy Murray has won the title. He has won his first Grand Slam.
And Naomi Osaka wins the US Open for the 2nd time.
Serena Williams falls flat on her back. She's the champion in New York yet again.
And the new stars come to shine.
Forehand down the line, Yannick Sinner. That's going to be it. Yannick Sinner roars.
Elena Rybakina, on only her 2nd Wimbledon appearance, wins the Wimbledon title.
And Carlos Alcaraz with an extraordinarily professional match.
Championship point number 3. Serve out wide. It's an ace! She's done it with an ace! Emma Raducanu is the US Open champion. It's time to find out who will come out on top. It's time for the US Open 2022.
Serena Williams is set to make her final professional appearance, while Emma Raducanu returns to defend her title. And Andy Murray is back 10 years on from his first Grand Slam. Commentary on his first match from 4 o'clock tomorrow on BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website. What could be Serena Williams' final match will be here on 5 Live from midnight. Now, the day's action in the 100 gets underway in just over half an hour. You can hear commentary in full via the BBC Sport website. Birmingham Phoenix versus Manchester Originals women, and Nikesh Regani is at Edgbaston.
Yeah, big game here in the women's competition. Birmingham Phoenix currently sit third in the table, need to win one of their final 2 games to qualify for the eliminator match. Manchester Originals still have a chance themselves, despite only winning one of their first 4 games. They need to win both of their remaining matches and hope that other results go their way. So lose today and they are out of the competition. It's a nice warm afternoon in Birmingham. We're expecting a sellout crowd here as well to see some of the big names on show, including Elise Perry, Amy Jones and Sophie Eccleston. Commentary starts online, as you say, from 3:30 before we move to Sports Extra following the Formula 1, and the women's game is followed by the men's action from 7. Alongside me for commentary, Thea Brooks, Hasib Hamid and Kevin Howell. So do join us if you can. You can also watch the action later on BBC Television.
Thank you, Nikesh. Now, lots of drama so far at the Belgian Grand Prix. It's live on Sports Extra right now with Jack Nicholls.
We're on lap 26 of 44 on the opening lap of the Grand Prix. Verstappen managed to make up a few places. Sainz started on pole. Perez dropped down to 5th. The 2 Mercedes got ahead of him, but then Hamilton and Alonso collided on the halfway around the first lap. That put Hamilton out of the Grand Prix, deployed the safety car. Since then, Verstappen has just carved his way through the field and taken the lead of the Grand Prix. Alongside me in commentary is Sam Bird, the Formula E driver for the Jaguar team. And Verstappen is just in a class of his own all weekend, not just today.
Absolutely dominant, Jack. He's now 11.5 seconds clear of the rest of the field, pulling away lap after lap. I can only see this as a Verstappen-Perez Red Bull 1-2.
Jenny Gao is alongside us too, and Red Bull Ferrari have no response to this, do they? We've criticised them a lot throughout the course of the year for strategy errors or for Leclerc crashing, etc., reliability problems. But I don't think there's anything they could do about Red Bull so far today.
There are 10 teams in Formula 1. At the moment, only one is shining. As you say, it is the Red Bull. They seem so far ahead of anybody else, and no one can do anything, whether it's mistakes, misjudgments, whatever it may be. Throw anything you want at that Red Bull team. They will just soak it up, and Verstappen especially.
Yeah, absolutely. He's leading now, 12 seconds ahead of his teammate Sergio Perez in 2nd place. There's great fights going on for the rest of the positions. George Russell is running 3rd for Mercedes, which is quite strong, as he tries to fight with Carlos Sainz for that final podium spot. Vettel is in 5th place. Hamilton out of the race after the opening lap. And full commentary on Sports Extra.
Thank you, Jack. So commentary continues on Sports Extra right now. Earlier today, Celtic cruised to a 9-0 victory at Dundee United earlier on. They moved top of the Scottish Premiership, 2 points clear of Rangers. Here's manager Ange Postecoglou.
The boys were great. Really disciplined, really focused, just to make sure that we played our football, and the quality of our goals is outstanding. Our general play was really good, and even our sort of defensive work, especially in the front half, was excellent.
You had 2 players with hat-tricks. Talk to me about both of them, Kyogo and Ibarra.
Yeah, both great. They worked awfully hard for the team. That's, as I said, all our strikers do. All our attacking players work awfully hard, and the benefits of that is that they get the rewards of scoring goals. And for the most part, their goals were, the good work of other people have been, apart from sort of Kyogo's. I think the second one was a great strike. The rest of them were all our football and them being in the right positions, and they get the rewards. But what's more pleasing for me is they put in the work for those rewards. They harass the opposition. They work hard together. All 3 of the front men and our midfielders, and again, they were great today.
That's the Celtic manager Ange Postecoglou. So 9 at Anfield yesterday, 9 at Tannadice today, and Celtic against Rangers is live on 5 Live Sport next Saturday from 12:30. Now, the second Premier League commentary of the day comes from the City Ground with Nottingham Forest welcoming Tottenham Hotspur. It kicks off here at 4:30, and correspondent John Murray is here already, as am I. Good afternoon. It's quiet at the moment, but it's not going to be by 4:30 here.
Done something today that I've not done in the 21st century. Come to the City Ground to see a Premier League game. And what a buzz there is outside the place as well. And that was probably an hour and a half ago that I was crossing the bridge. People already coming down here in the cafes, getting a drink outside, waiting for the players to arrive. And it feels like suddenly the world has come to Nottingham. My old friend, the Norwegian commentator, has just walked up the steps, raw, to have a word with me. Goodness knows whether he's ever been here before. And all of there are the Swedes down on the side of the touchline. I saw the French before. This is the brave new world of Nottingham Forest.
And that's pretty much like the changing room as well. There are French people, there are people from everywhere. I mean, this is very multinational right the way along, whichever way you look at it. I'm not just saying this because I'm biased because I live in the city, but I think everybody at some stage, if they can, should come and experience it, because I don't think it's going to change a great deal all the way through the season, because there's so much relief, regardless of anything else, that the club are where they are again. And not a great deal's changed. We're still sat in the same press box and the ground still looks the same, although there will be changes at the end of the season. But it does feel slightly... It feels right, doesn't it, that Forest are back in the top flight?
It does, because you and I remember how it was previously, and the great times that they had. But part of the reason I was so looking forward to this today was the fact that I did actually have a glimpse of it, as did the Nottingham Forest supporters back in January and February, with those memorable FA Cup ties here, which were some of my highlights of last season. Actually, the matches that I went to, the win against Arsenal, and then that amazing day against Leicester City. That gave us an idea of the potential. But what we didn't know at that time was what was going to happen in terms of, the extraordinary recruitment policy that has taken place over the course of the summer here, which means that, it's a decent start they've made, but they can only still be settling down, particularly with still more players to come, it seems.
Yeah, it's taken excitement to fever pitch and beyond, and we're looking forward to when the teams walk out here at the City Ground at 4:30. Clinton Morrison's going to be alongside John for the commentary. Nottingham Forest against Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League from 4:30. But let's keep our fingers tightly crossed and hope the two fellas at Villa Park get a better second half. Stephen Warnock is alongside Ian Dennis. Keep smiling, fellas.
Let's hope so, Darren. Villa are out. They are yet to make a change, but West Ham United will be making a change at half-time, because already Ben Rama, who's been warming up during that interval, is going to be coming on. So the Aston Villa side is Martinez in goal, Cash, Chambers, Concert and Digne the defence, McGinn, Camara and Douglas Luiz, Watkins, Ings and Coutinho. And for West Ham United, it is Emerson who's going to be going off. So Stephen Warnock straight away, as Ben Rama comes on for Emerson, they're going to go back to a flat back four.
Yeah, certainly looks that way, and that's what you'd look at straight away, is that's the way they'll set up. Will that make them less structured in midfield and harder to play through? Possibly. But will it give them more attacking intent going forward? We certainly hope so, Deno, don't we?
Definitely do. Because this change is being made at half-time, they will still have two more opportunities to bring on the extra three substitutes that they're allowed to do so, David Moyes. Aside from half-time, you do have those three opportunities during the game. Of course, in the first half, with Johnson's injury, Sofal came on. So this is how West Ham United now line up, with Fabianski in goal, Sofal as the right back, the two central defenders with that change of formation reverting to the flat back four, Kehrer and Zuma, Cresswell as the left back, Souček and Declan Rice, with Benrahma, Fornals and Bowen behind Skamaka. So David Moyes looking to try and change things in order to break the cycle of what was an extremely disappointing first half, where neither side realistically looked like scoring. 0-0, and it's felt like one of those goalless draws.
Yeah, it certainly has.
Sometimes you can get a good 0-0, definitely not here.
Yeah, just looking at Benrahma's position, he's playing in front of Rice and Souček in behind the forwards.
So foul with an early ball in from that right hand side. West Ham United all in black, defending the whole 10. They're playing from right to left as we look. Cresswell gets that early ball in, the block from Coutinho, and it goes behind for a West Ham United corner. West Ham United looking for their first goal of this Premier League campaign. Come on, you Irons, is the chant from the West Ham support on the bottom and the top tier opposite us here. Fornals to take it, and down it goes to the throat of Martinez. West Ham, the only Premier League side to yet to score or pick up a point. Only 4 teams in top flight history have ever gone failing to score and lost all 4. 2 of those 4, in fact, went on to be relegated. I think that West Ham United will eventually pick up. They've got too much quality, you would think, under David Moyes. He's certainly got them challenging in the top half of the table. Made great progress since he was reappointed as the West Ham United manager in 2019. But you can never want to take things for granted. I talked before about the next few games coming up. They'll see this as an opportunity to try and build confidence, but also get some points on the board, as it's 0-0. Cresswell to Fornals, back with Cresswell once again. Scamacca had made the run, not spotted by Cresswell. Instead he opts to go back to Kehrer. Forward then to Souček, out to Cresswell. Fornals back with Cresswell. On the inside now is Ben Rama. Didn't control the ball. David Moyes turns away in frustration as McGinn now towards Watkins, who dinks the ball into Ings. He's forced out wide. Already in the opening 2-3 minutes, there feels like the game is a little bit more open than it was in the first half. Here is Coutinho, outside of the right boot, spreads it out towards the Villa left. Digne with a cross, headed out by Zuma. Why is that, Stephen, as McGinn picks up that ball on the left-hand side? Good ball in, headed away by Zuma. Does it feel a little bit more open?
Well, it's because of the shape of West Ham straight away. We've seen more attacking intent from West Ham in the first couple of minutes.
Coutinho out to Digne, cross once again, Zuma. Hopping mad, Steven Gerrard, literally. We mentioned jumping frogs in the first half. Hopping mad now, Steven Gerrard, with that delivery, as once again Zuma called into question. Still 0-0. Coutinho feeds it short down the left-hand side. Digne with the cross. Ings looping header, drops onto the roof of the net. Goal kick, 0-0. So there are signs that the game's going to improve.
Yeah, definitely. Just gaps appearing in the West Ham formation. It's allowing Luca Digne to get higher up the pitch and get freedom on the ball. Coutinho's picking up better positions as well, but you will also see West Ham picking up positions. Ben Rama's picked up a lovely little pocket of space in behind the Aston Villa midfield already a few times since the start of the second half.
West Ham United's 1000th match in the Premier League. They are the 9th side to reach such a milestone. 3 have lost the fixture: Chelsea, Everton and Newcastle. 5 have won it: Arsenal, Villa, Liverpool, Manchester United and Tottenham in their 1000th game. We mentioned Newcastle, they're at Wolves today. The last we heard from Lee Blakeman, they were behind.
Yeah, still the case, Ian. Wolves 1, Newcastle 0. 4 minutes gone in the second half. We've just had a VAR check for a late tackle on Fabian Schär. Possible red card. It was late. Studs up on Pedro Neto's shin. Neto's received some lengthy treatment, but VAR say Schär just fine. Still 1-0.
Commentary of that continues on the BBC Sport website. 5 minutes into the second half here on 5 Live. The Belgian Grand Prix on Sports Extra. Scamacca bundled over from behind. West Ham United look a free kick. I mean, even straight away as a neutral, you're thinking there appears to be a much better balance about West Ham now since the change back to a flat back 4.
Yeah, definitely. And they're in behind now.
Ben Rama making that run. In behind on the West Ham right. Plays it short into the penalty area. Bowen couldn't take it into his feet as he tried to turn. Poor clearance, only as far as Ben Rama. Konsa heads it away. And now Digne clears for Aston Villa in their claret and sky blue shirts and white shorts, playing from left to right as they attack the Holte end, but they're doing some defending as West Ham all in black attack. So foul, crosses, tucked in, Cash heads it away. Fornals guides his header to Ben Rama, controls the ball out towards Cresswell. Cresswell plays it forward. Fornals makes the run in behind. Fornals towards the byline, cuts it back, comes off the leg of Camera. Does it go behind? No. It's cleared away by Digne. He was caught late, he stayed down. Challenge from Sofal. That'll be either it's going to be a throw. Referee David Coote has not given a free kick to Aston Villa, but he stayed down. Oh, it is a free kick. He did catch him a little bit late.
Yeah, he did. He caught him just after the ball went, and Sofal wasn't happy with Luca Digne going down so easily. But what a better start to the second half. We've had 6.5 minutes, and suddenly we've seen both teams going forward, attacking each other and taking the game. I think Ben Rama makes a big difference for West Ham. I know he divides opinion a lot, but he can be frustrating, but he can also be a game changer for your team. He picks up some really nice positions. I think sometimes it's just his end product.
Well, all of a sudden they're making runs in behind Aston Villa that we didn't see at all in the first half.
Yeah, afraid to break the shape, weren't they, in the first half, and now it's almost like David Moyes has said, OK, we've held them at bay for long enough, let's release players now.
That deafening chant of Villa cascades down from the Holt end away towards our right-hand side. It's a chant that Stephen Warnock will know very, very well. Just over 100 appearances during his time in 3 seasons at Aston Villa, where they finished 6th, 9th and 16th. Former England international who's with us here at one of his former clubs. 7.5 minutes into the second half. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 0. Ball played forward by McGinn. Rice, his clearance intercepted by Douglas Luiz. The drag back by Coutinho, intercepted by Declan Rice. Lifts the ball forward, but Chambers will get there before Scamacca. Get the ball in play, said the assistant referee on that far side. Villa are urged on in the centre circle. Konsa comes over the halfway line. It's still goalless on 5 Live. That's a poor ball. Stephen Gerrard says he wants the individual errors to be cut out. At times there's been some sloppy passes. Yeah, there has, and he's obviously talking about the previous weeks, but when you know that you've made mistakes in the previous weeks, sometimes you're concentrating that much on not making a mistake that you end up making more mistakes. And I mean, I could see from that Konsa period of play there that he was going to play it out to the right hand side. It was so telegraphed in the way that he positioned his body to do that, but it will happen with a lack of confidence. West Ham United are attacking, and Declan Rice running forward. He was quite static at times, it felt, in the first half, but here he is coming forward now. West Ham just seem to have more options in this second half for players on the ball to try and pick out. Fornals. Cresswell couldn't get ahead of him, and it will be Konsa. What was he like in the dressing room then, as a former teammate of Stephen Gerrard? We said before in the build-up with Darren Fletcher, you know, how he sets those high standards, he expects high standards. You'd have played in that Liverpool dressing room many a time with him. Yeah,
and that is exactly the type of player he was, but he had that ability single-handedly on a pitch to change a game, and he knew that he had that as well, and you knew he had that. The one thing you didn't want was the glare, and if you've been in a dressing room with him, you'll understand what the glare is, and that means up your game.
Well, Aston Villa looking to up their game, to add to the 3 points that they've already got, as they sat 15th in the Premier League table. And Digne will need to up his game. He's redeemed himself straight away as he wins the ball towards Coutinho. And Coutinho's then lost it. Let's get an update from the Belgian Grand Prix. Jack Nicholls.
10 laps to go, Max Verstappen still leading, but the fight is on for third place. Carlos Sainz, who started on pole, is falling into the clutches of George Russell in the Mercedes, who's looking to finish in third place on the podium. So fights going on in the closing stages of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Commentary continues on Sports Extra. Free kick to Aston Villa. Earlier Celtic beat Dundee United 9-0. They must like playing against the Tayside teams, because their record win was 11-0 against Dundee, but 5 wins out of 5 for Celtic. They're back top of the Scottish Premiership. Goalless here at Villa Park, and it is the ball played in, headed away by Kehrer, and break for West Ham United. Fornals to Bowen. It's 2 against 1 for West Ham United. Bowen into the penalty area. Bowen goes it alone. Didn't utilise Benrahma at all. And then sliding back was Digne. That feels like a wasted opportunity for West Ham United. Now, meanwhile, it's Aston Villa to attack, and Douglas Luiz caught in possession. What about that run from Bowen? If he looks up and squares it to Bowen, you're thinking it's a certain goal.
Yeah, I just think that's a confidence thing. Just push the ball onto your right-hand side and get that strike away. He tries to nip in on his left-hand side. It's a good tackle in the end, but it's a break from an Aston Villa free kick, and It's better from Fornelsen, who pinches the ball and then plays it into Bowen, and then he drives. And you have to give credit to Chambers, who gets back at him, and Cash as well. They slow him down, what he should do better.
Cash has just come straight through the back of Ben Rama and receives the first yellow card of the afternoon. We obviously did the England internationals back in June at Molineux. The one thing I noticed about him, it was something that Fabio Capello once said about Albrighton. He said Albrighton never gets his head up, just crosses the ball. Bowen doesn't get his head up. I've noticed it a lot with him. If he looks up there,
it's a simple tap in for a teammate.
Yeah, but his head was down, and if he just lifts his head up, he will see Ben Rama. 57 minutes played. This is probably West Ham United's best spell in the game. Still 0-0. Skamaka, right hand side, level the penalty area. Ben Rama makes the run off the ball, tries to find him as well, and Aston Villa have cut out. What about Declan Rice? How would you assess his performance?
It's been poor for Declan Rice's standards. Noticed that he changed his boot at half time. He looked down a couple of times at his boots, whether he felt he had the wrong footwear on. But for me, the best of when West Ham play at the best, Declan Rice is brilliant best, and he drives through the heart of midfield, carries the ball, played very safe today, very sideways and backwards.
West Ham United supporters who've seen those type of performances that Stephen's talking about in great voice. I'm forever blowing bubbles, a rendition in the sunshine. And now the Villa fans respond. The atmosphere not really befitting of the game that we've watched, but maybe it might just lift the players for a rousing half an hour that remains. Still 0-0. Wolves still lead Newcastle by 1-0. Commentary on the BBC Sport website, and they're inside the last 10 laps in the Belgian Grand Prix. Commentary of that's on Sports Extra. Is there to be a goal in this next half an hour as Chambers brings the ball out and passes the ball wide? Deflection off Bowen. Drives me mad, that. The assistant referee with the match instruction waiting for the referee, deciding which way he's going to give it, when he must have had a clear idea whether it last touched off the West Ham United player Bowen. In the end, they decided to give the Villa throw. Villa Park is rocking, but it's still goalless. Watkins picks it up, drives forward. Dina on the overlap, far side the left, level with the area. Goes back inside. Watkins with his back to goal. To McGinn. He goes square. Cash forward. Much better game this second half. The return ball towards Cash, right side of the penalty area, lifts it deep to the edge of the penalty area, cleared away by Bowen, hooked away for West Ham United, eventually drops. McGinn out towards that left hand side, back with the Aston Villa captain, flat ball in. Cash tries to volley it across, and it drops off his right boot and out for a goal kick. 30 minutes remaining. Buendia is on the bench, and Leon Bailey, and maybe a Jacob Ramsey, just looking at options for Steven Gerrard if he wanted to try and change it. As Sofal, head down, runs forward, makes good ground too, carries the ball midway through the Aston Villa half. Archer is a young forward, but you'd think with the quality of Watkins and Ings, if they were to be presented with a chance, they'd take it. Just haven't had that service. Sofal delivers a low cross in from the right, cleared away by Konsa. Fornal, certainly the change has benefited West Ham. Cresswell now, his cross from the left, blocked by Cash. Cresswell retrieves it himself, closed down by Cash, rides up, travels up his back. Cash then heads out, that dropping ball for a throw. There might be activity on the West Ham United bench. Cresswell waiting to take a throw. Still 0-0, 5 live. And on BBC Sounds, Skamaka loses the ball. Cresswell though wins it back for West Ham United. Steven Gerrard urges his players to come out, doesn't want them sitting too deep. West Ham United have been transformed second half.
Yeah, options, and it's quite simple. And you've got full-backs who've got wide men to play outside of them, and they're playing high up the pitch. It pushes the wing-backs, the opposite full-backs back of Aston Villa, and they've always got a way out. I hated playing in the 3-5-2. I always found it a negative formation. Always wanted options wide of me.
That's Stephen Warnock, the former England international, with us here at Villa Park. Nice touch from Scamacca to Souček, back towards Scamacca. Scamacca with the shot. The challenge came in, took a lot of the power off the ball, and in the end it was a comfortable save for Martinez, making the save away to his left.
Oh, he had one more pass that he needed to make, Scamacca, because he does extremely well. Little give and go with Souček on the edge of the box, little ball round the corner, and he just had to release it to Bowen, who perhaps would have been in a better position to get the shot away. He was closed down quickly. It's night and day between the first half and the second half.
There's a threat there now, isn't there? Which the threat was non-existent, it felt, in the first half. Ings runs towards Fabianski, ball played forward. Been quite an underwhelming start to the season for Aston Villa, and at the minute it's West Ham United who are looking the more likely team to score. Fornals, forward ball, takes a deflection. Benrahma keeps the ball in play, he's done well. He was very alert, runs across to this near side, the left, pulls the ball back. Scamacca onto it, edge of the area. First Premier League start, lost it, wins it back, tries to roll away from camera, passes the ball towards Rice. West Ham are threatening. Bowen right corner of the area. Bowen looks up. Cross was blocked. Aston Villa are doing a lot of defending deep inside their own half. West Ham are harrying and trying to hustle the Aston Villa players, and the clearance from Digne goes out of play for a throw. Villa can't seem to get a foothold in the game.
No, they can't. Bowen gave the ball away, but his reaction to win it back was so good that he got Luca Digne's head down, and Digne didn't have a pass out the up front to Ollie Watkins, and he just had to put his laces through it to get out. But West Ham come again.
West Ham United, Benrahma made a big difference since his introduction. They've won their last 4 against Aston Villa. They've only won 5 consecutive matches against 3 teams previously: Blackburn Rovers, Southampton and Watford in more recent years. But still 0-0 it remains. 63 minutes played. The other 2 o'clock kickoff is at Molineux. Lee Blakeman.
Still Wolves 1, Newcastle 0. Wolves have just had a great chance to extend their lead though. Pedro Neto into the area, left side, hard low fierce shot, well kept out by Nick Pope. Can't call which way the next goal's going to go. Wolves 1, Newcastle 0.
I think he's pulled his hamstring, Coutinho.
Coutinho's gone down. McKinn has a shot that's charged down and is picked up by Fabianski. He was about to have a shot, wasn't he? And then I can't remember who it was. A West Ham player just nicked it away off his toes, but straight away something snapped or twinged. Or
he did it just before it as he played the ball out wide, and I saw him hold his hamstring. Then the ball came back into him as if he said, "I don't want it back," and then he tried to toe poke it, and then it's gone again. So that is a real concern for Aston Villa.
West Ham United are going to make a change. This is their second change in play, and it's going to be Antonio coming on for Scamacca, so they'll still have one more opportunity to make a change, will David Moyes, but Aston Villa will be forced into making a change themselves because of Coutinho going down, and Buendia will be the player who'll be coming on. And it's going to be a double change, is it? Jacob Ramsey as well, double change being made by Steven Gerrard. But they'll hope that it's not too serious for Coutinho, bearing in mind that their new defensive signing is out for 6 months, isn't he, Diego Carlos? But a hobbling Coutinho is going to come off.
Well, the good thing is he's walking off. He looks a little bit uncomfortable, but if it was torn or it was really bad, you'd expect him to be getting carried off. I just wonder whether it's a touch of cramp. Hopefully that's the case and he's not missing for too long.
So Scamacca has come off, Antonio has come on, Coutinho is coming off, and Buendia is coming on for the home side, and there will be another change as well. Jacob Ramsey is going to be coming on as well here. 6 goals in his 36 appearances last season, and he comes on as well, and it's Douglas Luiz who goes off. So 2 changes that have been made there for Aston Villa.
I wonder if that's a reaction to David Moyes' changes and just being a little bit stronger in midfield, feels that he needs a little bit more running power, and Jacob Ramsey can offer that within that central midfield role.
Well, certainly it feels as if that and wrestle back some of the control, because before that lengthy delay, West Ham United felt as if they were just getting themselves on top, although it remains 0-0. Antonio, who has scored 1 goal in European competition this season in the 3-1 home win against Viborg, coming on for Skamaka. And we have the final quarter of this game remaining. We're midway through the second half, and it is still 0-0 here at Villa Park. Wolves leading Newcastle still by 1-0. Benrahma with the cross, flicks off the head of Bowen, runs out of play towards that far side. You know, earlier on we talked about how David Moyes wanted West Ham United to be a little bit tougher, a little bit more rugged. Do you think in that respect, from a defensive point of view, he'll be pleased because they've limited Aston Villa to very few chances?
Yeah, I think when you look at Aston Villa's main opportunities, they've come from crosses into the box or set pieces. Now that's not a bad thing, because you look at the size of West Ham and what they're capable of, or how they're capable of defending, but they have limited Aston Villa to very few chances, and I think it's been good from a defensive point of view. The hard thing is trying to find that balance to have both of them.
Well, they've got a throw on that far side, the right, at the moment. Just over 20 minutes remain here on BBC Radio 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Next commentary coming up from the City Ground, Nottingham Forest against Tottenham Hotspur at 4:30. Kehrer comes out of defence, heads it forward. So Fowl lifts it long for West Ham United, all in black, playing from right to left. Buendia, substitute, his ball has been easily cut out by Cresswell. Souček inside the centre circle, passes the ball to Fornals on this near side. Cresswell's gone ahead of him, cut out by Cash, who gets the ball back from Camara, and then it's played back once again, and the former Marseille man just strokes it on the inside then for Chambers to run out of central defence, just outside the centre circle, looking for Ings. Cresswell tucked in, did well the left back. Ings was trying to get in between Cresswell and Kehrer. Chested off by Camara. Cash keeps the ball in play and passes the ball back to Martinez, who exchanges passes with Callum Chambers.
Does a good job, you know, Camara, for Aston Villa. Just sat in front of the back four. He does snuff out a lot of danger, forward passes into the centre forwards. He's just on the toes and makes life difficult for them. He's not the most pleasing on the eye when he's on the ball, but defensively he's very good.
French international, signed on a free from Marseille, 5-year deal, 170 appearances in 6 years in the south of France during his time there. As this is Chambers, ball played forward then by Ramsey, return ball by Ramsey, drives forward, a little bit too heavy with the pass, but the idea and the intent you could see from Aston Villa. Just haven't really had a sustained spell in this, particularly in the second half.
No, they haven't in the second half at all, because of how good West Ham have been, or how much better they've been than the first half. And David Moyes' change of system has certainly gone in their favour, but Aston Villa haven't been able to deal with that in the second half.
West Ham United still looking for their first goal in the Premier League. They also failed to score and lost their first 3 back in 71-72. Fourth game then, when Ron Greenwood was the manager, was a goalless draw against Ipswich, and then they went on to win 3 of their next 4 matches and finished 14th. And Ron Greenwood in the early 70s. David Moyes will be hoping for at least another top 10 finish for West Ham once they do get into their stride this season. We've got 18 minutes remaining of normal time. Cash, Ings lays it off, Buendia plays the ball back, Digne runs forward, short of the halfway line. Ramsey now takes over. Digne will trot as the option on the overlap, back inside to Buendia, looking for the run of Ings. Ings just couldn't take it into his stride with an outstretched right leg as he made that little dart into inside left channel of the penalty area.
Yeah, really clever run from Danny Ings, and Buendia spotting it fraction out of getting it right. West Ham come again, attack him forward.
So foul. Midway through the Aston Villa half, 0-0 on 5 Live. Rice forward to Ben Rama, able to turn. Ben Rama shoots, and in the air it goes off his right foot, but it was always climbing away from Martinez, who seemed to have it covered.
It's the first time that he's really found that area away from Kamara and McGinn, and then the back defenders back off him. They allow him to get that shot away. He's been bright in the second half, or since he's come on in the second half, Ben Rama.
Did you enjoy your time at Villa when you played here?
I did. I found things difficult because we had obviously Randy Lerner in the first year injected a lot of money into the club and even before I arrived, and then we pushed for the top 4. We fell short of that ever so slightly. Then Martin O'Neill came into left the club, and that was difficult. And then I had a changeover of managers, probably 3 or 4 managers, and that was tough.
That's Stephen Warnock, and this is Jack Nicholls for the closing stages of the Belgian Grand Prix.
Max Verstappen is into the final couple of corners. He started this race in 14th on the grid. He carved through the field on the opening laps, and nobody has been anywhere near him. He comes across the line, slides out of the final corner, and takes victory at the Belgian Grand Prix. Absolutely dominant win, and if the championship looked to be done and dusted beforehand, on this kind of form, there's not going to be anyone able to stop Verstappen. Sergio Perez finishes second. Carlos Sainz holds off George Russell to finish third after Russell did a spirited drive, and Charles Leclerc can only finish 5th for the Ferrari team. Max Verstappen wins the Belgian Grand Prix.
And reaction to come this Sunday afternoon from the Belgian Grand Prix, and that will be with Darren after this game is finished, and I'm sure as well at some stage before our next commentary, which is coming up at 4:30, Nottingham Forest against Tottenham. Wolves still lead Newcastle by 1-0. The commentary of that continues on the BBC Sport website, on Sports Extra. After the Belgian Grand Prix, it'll be the 100, as Antonio with a cross from the left-hand side, easily cut out by Konsa and cleared by Cash to Zuma. Zuma gets it out from underneath his feet, short forward ball, Declan Rice along the ground. This is Fornells with a deflected shot, and it loops over Martinez, and West Ham United grab their first goal in the Premier League, and it might well provide their first win as well. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 1.
Well, it's been coming. West Ham have been the better team in the second half, and they just retain the ball. Kurt Zouma steps out and plays a magnificent ball into the midfield area, and Rice finds Fornells, and Fornells is afforded space to get the shot away. It takes a looping deflection off, I think it's Jacob Ramsey, and it flies over the helpless goalkeeper Martinez, and that West Ham take the lead, and it is off Jacob Ramsey.
I mean, the deflection was a really unfortunate one for the goalkeeper, because it took it well over Martinez, who was then left stranded despite the lunge backwards. But in terms of the balance of play, anybody listening to the commentary on 5 Live, that threat has been coming from the away side.
It has. They've been better in this second half. The runs in behind, the ability to get on the ball in midfield, to try and hurt Aston Villa. They've done it extremely well.
West Ham United looking for a 5th straight victory against Aston Villa, are ahead by 1-0 with a quarter of an hour remaining. Our next commentary is from the East Midlands. John Murray has the team news.
Well, 2 changes from last weekend for Nottingham Forest. There's a first start for his new club for Gibbs White, and a first start in the Premier League for Ryan Yates, and they're in for Awonyi and Mangala. Tottenham named the same team that started against Wolves last weekend, but there's no Moura or Hill on the bench. They're both injured here.
John will be joined. Villa are attacking by Clinton Morrison for the commentary as Cash into the area off his weaker left foot, hits it well over the top. A former Nottingham Forest player, of course, Matty Cash, into the Holt end, and it will go out of play for a goal kick. West Ham then leading by 1-0. Let's see how Aston Villa can respond with 14 minutes remaining. Activity on the bench down below. Leon Bailey's going to be coming on for an injection of pace.
Hugely frustrated player for Aston Villa. A lot of injuries. but a player who's very capable. I think one of the big problems that Steven Gerrard's found with Leon Bailey is, what is his best position? Is he a winger? Is he a 10? Is he a forward? Extremely good form in pre-season, and then didn't turn up the first game of the season against Bournemouth.
Ramsey coming forward for Aston Villa. A lot more urgency from this home side now. Ings to Buendia. Cash goes back towards Buendia. Ball inside to McGinn. Buendia's low ball, partially cleared only as far as Cash. Cash right hand side of the penalty area for Aston Villa. Can't get over the cross. Comes out then towards Buendia, right corner of the area. Buendia goes down. He was looking for that. He was clearly looking for that. Referee not buying it. West Ham unable to break. Concert. There might have been a connection, but it's the way he fell.
He just travels with the ball across the penalty box, and it's himself and Fornells. It is a foul. He does clip him, but it's still, like you say, Deno, it's the way he goes down.
Danny Ings, who's winless and failed to score now in, well, it was all 10 games against West Ham before today, drawing 1 and losing 9. That sequence might be extended. Leon Bailey has come on, so Watkins will go into a central area, and Leon Bailey will go on the right hand side. Buendia just in behind, as Aston Villa scratching around looking for an equaliser with 12 minutes remaining.
You asked me before about my time here. The one thing I will tell you is it's a hard place to play, and they expect results, they expect good football. They won't be happy with this at the moment, the way the form is.
Well, Steven Gerrard, since he took charge, he's still looking for back-to-back home wins in the Premier League. As Rice charges forward, Rice brought down, and this will result, I think, in a yellow card for Camara, as he just stopped the run of the England international, who was at full speed, full tilt, hurtling towards the Premier League, and it's certainly within range, this direct free kick, just fractionally right of centre.
And that's the best Declan Rice, the version of him, when he drives at the ball and he commits defenders, commits his fellow midfielders, and there's a late challenge by Camara. It's in a good position. You've got Ben Rama, and you've also got Aaron Cresswell over the ball. And how many times have we seen Aaron Cresswell score from these positions?
Well, because it's 25 yards out but right of centre, it certainly would suit the left boot of Aaron Cresswell. Ben Rama, as Stephen quite rightly says, as the other player is there. Referee blows his whistle. McGinn is in the draft excluder role, lying down behind the four-man wall. West Ham United leading by a goal to nil. Cresswell to take it into the top of the wall. That does its job. Headed back by Bailey, only as far as Kehrer. Pokes it towards Ben Rama. To Ben Rama now on this near side. Fornells with the cross. Headed out by Watkins. And now brought forward. And it's the breakaway for Aston Villa. Out towards Digne on that far side. Rice quickly into the challenge for Digne. West Ham fans love that challenge.
Talked about what a goal can do, what a performance can do for players. Declan Rice in the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes since the goal, has suddenly stepped up to the mark, and now he's commanding, he's organising, he's telling people where to go, and that tackle told you everything about him in the last couple of minutes.
Here is Bailey doing a little step over, caught in possession by Bowen. And West Ham United looking to try and seal the win. Ben Rama to Antonio. Left corner of the box, Antonio inside to Ben Rama. Ben Rama looking for the shooting opportunity, still going, forced out wide, crosses just over the head of Bowen. All the threat from the away side.
That's pace up front from West Ham, getting in behind, and now they're getting runners in behind Aston Villa. This has been really good from West Ham in the second half. Brilliant play from Ben Rama, and how close was that for Jarrod Bowen getting on the end of it.
I sometimes think when you look at the form and you carry on the form from last season, and it's what, 1 win in 7, it's a little bit misleading, bearing in mind towards the tail end of last season, West Ham United's priority was Europe and trying to get into that Europa League final. So in many ways they took their eye off the Premier League. There's been a late goal at Molineux. Lee Blakeman.
And Jimenez, he's got it. That should be the game. Wolves 2, Newcastle 0. Great counter. It was 3-on-1. Neto down the left, squared it. Jimenez, 2-0 Wolves.
That'll be their first win in the Premier League. Newcastle United's unbeaten start will end at Molineux. Rice goes for an effort, 25 yards out, right-footed curling. Couldn't keep it down. Goal kick. 8 minutes remain. Aston Villa behind by a goal to nil.
They need to do something really quickly, Aston Villa. They needed moments of brilliance from Buendia, from Bailey, from Watkins, one of those players, but they don't look like they really have any ideas as a team, as a collective, so they're going to have to rely on an individual.
Trouble is that the tail end of last season, you know, it was only 2 wins at the end of last season for Aston Villa, 3 wins out of 14 in the Premier League. Been a frustrating start for Steven Gerrard to his first full season in charge here at Villa Park. 8 minutes remain. McGinn hits the ball forward. Sofal climbs, header down towards Bowen. Souček lifts it forward. Benrahma controls it. Back it goes towards Rice. Hits it early. Antonio, edge of the area. Antonio just denied by Cash. Flags up on that far side anyway.
This suits West Ham now, playing counter-attacking football with Antonio and Benrahma and Bowen up front.
You said before about how this can be quite a demanding environment from the supporters. You can just start to hear a few dissenting voices on a frustrating afternoon for the home side. Buendia. West Ham lead by a goal to nil. 7 minutes remain. Villa are attacking the whole 10. It's Watkins, central area. Across now towards Bailey, right corner of the area, drags it with his left foot cross, deep towards the far post. Deeney with a header back, there was Rice, just before it could reach McGinn to clear for West Ham United. Ramsey collects it on the Villa left, gets the ball back from Camera. Down the left-hand side it goes, Deeney with a cross, just in from the left touchline. Just over the head of Watkins, referee's blown his flag, he must have seen a push there from Watkins. Let's get an update from Lee Blakeman back at Molineux.
VAR check, Wolves' second goal disallowed. Neto penalised for a push on Fraser right at the start of the move. Referee sent to the screen, he's chalked it off, so it's now Wolves 1, Newcastle 0.
41,796 is the capacity, is the attendance inside Villa Park here today. But it's those in the claret and blue of West Ham United who'll be leaving Villa Park the happiest, if this scoreline remains in 6 minutes time, plus a little bit of stoppage time that we will have, as Aston Villa go in search of the equaliser with a throw. Cash to McGinn, short of the halfway line, forward ball, Watkins to Buendia, interception from Kehrer, then out towards Sofal, waits for it, doesn't hit it first time, then just dinks the ball short and forward towards Rice, ahead of him on that right touchline, 10 yards inside the Villa half. His forward ball headed on by Antonio, nice play. Antonio towards Bowen, referee's played the advantage. Bowen with a cross, looked towards Benrahma. The reason he looked for the advantage is that Antonio had been checked off the ball. Chambers, Martinez didn't come off his goal line, it's hooked away. There's a second ball on the pitch at the minute. There's going to have to be a stoppage surely if David Coote sees this. You can't have him with 2 balls on the pitch. And the ball then cleared away by Camera. He still hasn't spotted it. Here is Benrahma. Benrahma with the cross, and that'll curl out of play. And it's Watkins who tries to knock the ball out of play, and it strikes the shins of Cresswell. Watkins then pushes Cresswell in the back, and eventually Watkins rolls it out of play. 5 minutes remain. Villa just don't look like scoring.
No, they don't. They're finding it hard to even get the ball advanced into midfield and then into the forward players. 4 players are fed on scraps completely.
Here is McGinn to Cash. Cash is forward, rolls it to Bailey. Bailey does a 360-degree turn midway through the West Ham half. Out to Deeney, left corner of the area. Lifts it in towards Ramsey. Dealt with by West Ham defence and cleared up towards Antonio. Rides up his chest, battling away against Chambers and McGinn. Does well. McGinn though takes it away from him. His forward ball cut out by Sofal. That was a good interception. Rice's forward ball. Aston Villa have got it back to Buendia. Urged on by the home crowd. Trailing by a goal to nil. Under 4 minutes remain. Remember that goal, that second goal at Molineux ruled out, so it's still only 1-0 to Wolves against Newcastle. Commentary of that's on the BBC Sport website. Buendia picks out Cash. Cash is round the back, forced a fraction wide right hand side, keeps it in play, cuts it back, right corner of the area. Bailey delivers the ball into the box. Sofal heads it away, brought down by Camera. Buendia, the two of them help it to get towards Bailey, takes it to the edge of the area, cuts inside, left-footed effort, well wide, goal kick. West Ham still lead 1-0. Stephen Warnock.
Yeah, you can see what he's trying to do there. That's the best that Aston Villa have retained the ball in the last 5 minutes or so, and they work it out to the right hand side, and Bailey looking to drive in on his left foot and open the post out and bend it round into the far corner, but he can't quite do it. So it'll be an individual moment of brilliance, and that's what it's going to have to be.
3 minutes of normal time remaining. We'll try and give you some sort of indication about how much added on time there will be in this game, as West Ham United will be climbing off the bottom of the table, and Leicester City will be taking their place at the base of the Premier League. Digne with a back pass to Martinez. That's Fornell's goal after 74 minutes is the difference. Buendia tried for the early forward ball. West Ham's midfield working hard. Rice back towards Cresswell. Out of play it goes for a throw. Cash back to McGinn, just over the halfway line. The movement ahead of him was all in the same direction. From Buendia, Bailey and Watkins, they all moved towards the Aston Villa right. Chambers plays it out towards the left. Now back with Ramsey. Forward ball. Buendia lays it back. Ramsey charging forward. Ramsey with the effort. Shoots right-footed. Edge of the area into the midriff of Fabianski, who drops forward onto his knees.
It's a nice play from Ramsey. Little give and go with Buendia. Breaks the line of the midfield of West Ham and then strikes it right down the neck of Fabianski, who's delighted to just hold on to the ball.
Well, I can tell you that we're going to have 3 minutes of added on time. We're inside the last 90 seconds now, but there will be an additional 3 minutes which the referee David Coote will add to this game.
Could be a little bit longer now. Michael Antonio going down off the ball.
A minimum of 3. The referee David Coote's actually telling him, get to your feet. He was then all of a sudden he does amazingly show a turn of speed and quickly gets back to his feet, and now he goes back to feeling the base of his back once more. McGinn picks up this ball and now carries it over the halfway line to Buendia. Carves the ball out towards that left-hand side for Digne, midway through the West Ham half. Ramsey collects it. Short, forward to Buendia, side onto goal. Now it's with Bailey, just outside the D. Can't get a sight of goal because the amount of black shirts back behind the ball for West Ham United. Here is McGinn, right corner of the area, delivers it, cross, they're appealing for a penalty. It was Sofal on the back of Watkins. Clumsy from Sofal. Stephen Gerrard and Neil Critchley. VAR will have a look. And in fact, they went to take the throw quickly, but David Coote has said wait.
3 minutes at a time.
So this indicates that Michael Salisbury in Stockley Park's having a look at this.
No, I don't think there's much in it. I think Sofal does well. Just holds his ground at the back post. Coming together of the players.
There has been, though, another goal at Molineux. Lee.
It's another worldie. This time Newcastle have got it. Equaliser 1-1. Saint-Maximin on the volley, 20 yards out into the bottom corner just after Wolves had a second chalked off. Wouldn't you just know it? Newcastle go and get the equaliser. 8 minutes to be added on. Wolves 1, Newcastle 1.
Long 8 minutes there. Commentary on the BBC Sport website. The VAR looked at it and dismissed it. Substitution meanwhile for Villa. Archer is on for the Villa captain McGinn. West Ham United still lead by a goal to nil. We're into the first of the 3 minutes of added on by referee David Coote. Ball played forward by Buendia. Digne left hand side. Digne gets away from his man into the penalty area. Sofal back in possession. Into the position rather, knocks it behind for a corner kick. Aston Villa looking for a dramatic equaliser here. Buendia to take it.
Concentration, make sure the quality's good now, don't rush it.
Anxious times for David Moyes, who watches on in front of the Holt end. Aston Villa in stoppage time. Corner kick, left-hand side, headed out by Antonio. Martinez will pick up the loose ball, all in orange, inside the centre circle. Right-footed, hits it to the edge of the area. Unchallenged header away by Rice. Fornals challenges with Bailey, knees it away, comes out towards Cash. Aston Villa with Bailey on this near side, the right. Cash is ahead of him. Bailey's going to go it alone. Bailey now cuts inside. Bailey's still going, edge of the area. Looking then for camera, cleared away by Benrahma. We're inside the last 60 seconds of the minimum of 3. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 1. The Villa supporters heading for the exits in their droves. They have no faith. Camera out towards Cash. Cash unmarked, down by the byline, right hand side, fires it across, turned away by Rice, hooked away by Cresswell, didn't go out of play. Camera with his back to goal, right hand side, 6 yards in from the touchline. Conser back out to the French international, plays it on the inside. Buendia lets it come across his body, right corner of the area. Rice breaks up the play. West Ham now have it. Benrahma counter-attack on. Bowen head down, running forward. It's 1 against 3. He waits for the support. Antonio's coming up. Challenge comes in from Conser. One back now, and it's with Archer. Archer, the young forward, charges ahead. Edge of the centre circle now to Buendia. West Ham didn't commit too many black shirts forward. Watkins with his back to goal to Buendia. Buendia turns. Passes the ball to the right corner of the box to Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey, left-footed, crosses the ball straight towards Antonio. By my watch, the 3 minutes are up, and we're now at the discretion of referee David Coote. West Ham still lead by a goal to 0. Now or never, you would think, for Aston Villa. Camera, you can hear the frustration from the Aston Villa supporters. And there it is. West Ham United have got their first win of the season. They are off the foot of the Premier League with Fornell's deflected goal 16 minutes from time, but boos for Aston Villa. Stephen Warnock.
Poor performance second half from Aston Villa. No ideas going forward, but credit to David Moyes making the change at half-time. He went to a flat back 4, he changed the system, he then brought attacking intent on in Mikel Antonio, and for me, they won the game deservedly.
It was a much improved second half performance from West Ham United. They did carry the greater threat. It was a deserved win. Aston Villa 0, West Ham United 1, thanks to their first in the Premier League this season.